This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 592, Productivity Advice for the Weird, Part 2, by Ramit Sethi of IWT.com, and I'm Justin Malik, your personal narrator, reading to you every day, just like an audiobook, free of charge. And today's a continuation, so a lot like an audiobook actually. Consider this Chapter 2. But before we get to it, I'm excited to have a new sponsor join us to help keep this podcast alive and well, and that's Gusto. Gusto is payroll, benefits, and HR built for small businesses. It's super simple and paired with great customer service, so you spend less time on paperwork and more time on what you care about. Sign up for Gusto today. Go to gusto.com/old and get started with 1 month of payroll free. And I'm continuing a post from yesterday, so if you didn't hear yesterday's episode, definitely check out that one first so that this makes a lot more sense. And with that, let's hear part 2 as we optimize your life. Productivity Advice for the Weird, Part 2, by Ramit Sethi of IWT.com. Fundamental number 3, I have a consistent meal plan and stick to it. I hired a chef to prepare food for me based on my fitness goals. So now every single day, I know exactly what my meal plan is. It's one decision every week and not 21 decisions across the week. And when I go out to eat, I order anything I want guilt-free, knowing that I eat on plan 95% of the time. By the way, if you can't afford to hire a chef, which is maybe my largest extravagance, the second best option is to meal prep on Sundays, packing each meal into its own container. Suddenly, you don't have to think about food and you can be thoughtful about your nutrition. Fundamental number 4, I optimize my calendar. Show me a man's calendar and his spending, and I'll show you what he prioritizes. I love the stability of knowing exactly what I'm going to do every day. For example, every Monday is the same, an all-team call, a product strategy call, etc. Every Tuesday is the same. Same for Wednesday, my no-meeting strategy day, and the day I catch up on reading all of my articles tagged strategy in Pinboard and allow myself to actually feel things. A 14-year-old is cognizant of her feelings every single day, but I only have feelings on Wednesday. I also set up my calendar to take advantage of my creative energy. I have my best ideas in the morning. As the day goes on, I shift from individual writing to team calls. The theme? I reduce variables so I can be totally present and focused. I'm not wondering, what am I doing today? Because my weeks always look the same. I don't wonder, what am I going to eat tonight? Because my meals are pre-cooked. Psychological switching costs are real, and I'd rather save my energy for other things. All of these are totally unsexy and most people will skip right over them. I know I did when I was younger. Yeah, sleep is important, I would say. But what apps do you use? I was an idiot. Get these big wins right and the productivity apps you use are irrelevant. Questions to ask yourself. On average, do you sleep 7 to 8 hours a night? Do you wake up knowing exactly what you're going to do every day? Is your workspace clean and organized? Is your calendar arranged to match your energy throughout the day? Do you know exactly what you're going to eat tomorrow, and does it give you energy? Tier 2, psychology. Why do we feel guilty about time management? Why do we use words like information detox when it comes to our work? And why are we so embarrassed about the things we actually need in order to be productive? For example, when I host a webcast late at night, I always end up going to sleep at 1 or 2 a.m., much later than usual, thanks to caffeine and adrenaline. I used to have my normal meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. the next day, and I'd be totally out of it all day. One day it occurred to me that maybe I should push back my 9 a.m. meeting by an hour on the rare days when I hold a webinar the night before. You know the next thing I felt? Embarrassment. I shouldn't need to push back the morning meeting. I'm a machine, right? Doesn't everyone just talk about powering through it? Also, isn't it self-indulgent to give myself an extra hour in the morning? The answer, of course, is that I was working until 10:30 p.m. the night before, and this only happens once a month. It's perfectly fine to give myself a little time to catch up. This is why I spend so much time on the emotional and psychological side of productivity. If I didn't tackle these deep issues, the feelings of guilt, embarrassment, and should-itis, we would just jump right into the third section, tactics. No productivity app or 7-second solution is ever going to tackle the psychological and emotional barriers we feel. Only you can do that. And it's hard. Mind hack number 1, set clear boundaries. 100% of the time I hear someone saying they're overwhelmed, When I dig in, I discover someone with an inability to set boundaries. Some questions to consider. When was the last time you said no when someone asked you to help them? When was the last time you decided what you want to do on a weekend instead of letting someone else decide for you? When was the last time you turned down money or an opportunity because it didn't fit in with your larger goals? Mind hack number 2, be unapologetic with what you need. Are you comfortable doing things that seem extremely weird to others in order to be productive? Does it seem weird, OCD, too picky? Would you be embarrassed to tell someone this is what you want? Imagine the many ways you could implement this principle of a pixel-perfect day. You always put your cell phone in the same pocket or area of your purse so you're never fumbling around for it. You always tuck your shoelaces into your shoes so they're organized and you can avoid wrangling them when you pick your shoes up. You set a rule to automatically reorder toilet paper when you get below 2 rolls, or spinach, or toothpaste, etc. Mind hack number 3, hear that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled Productivity Advice for the Weird by Ramit Sethi of IWT.com. Big thanks to Gusto for believing in this podcast and playing a huge part in keeping it running. Payroll and benefits is hard. I would know. I'm trying to get help with editing and other tasks involved with hosting 2 podcasts and producing 5. It's not easy, but Gusto makes it really easy to handle payroll, benefits, and HR. It's built for small businesses, so you don't have to have an HR expert or become one yourself. Traditional payroll and HR providers are built for big companies and tend to be stuck in the dark ages with technology. But Gusto is easy to use and will help you run your business better and faster. They actually automatically file and pay your payroll taxes and compile and send your W-2s and 1099s. It's pretty awesome. Sign up for Gusto today. Go to gusto.com/old and get started with 1 month of payroll free. I'll leave it there for today. We'll wrap up the rest of this post tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.